good. I like your shirt. It's very nice.
Hey everyone. Welcome.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to another video.
So today I've got Crystal here with us.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, Crystal.
You're welcome.
And she's going to be sharing a recipe that she's been making for me lately, and it is so good. And it is a high protein vegetable vegan lasagna.
Look at the little bird with the little orange head.
Oh yeah, here, let's check out my bite. Oh god! Why would I do that? Why would I show them my bite?
What?
So she's made this for me a handful of times now, and I told her like, yo, you've got to figure out exactly what you're putting in here because I want to make a recipe video about it because it's just so good. I wanted to share it with you guys. So the last time you made it, you wrote down all the amounts and all the ingredients and everything, and then this is what we have now. So yeah, why don't you tell them a little bit about it before we get started?
So we have a vegetable sauce that we like pack full of veggies, and then we use like marinara to make the sauce, and then we use lentil sheets, which just bumps up the protein. So we use that instead of like I guess a wheat pasta.
Yeah.
And
but
then,
you could use
oh
wheat.
yeah, you could totally use wheat. We just thought it was so interesting that they had like lentil sheets at the store, and we'd never tried them before, and they're
protein.
Super good. Yeah, protein. And then we also do like a tofu ricotta, kind of like my take on a very easy tofu filling. So it's super good, and I'm really excited to show you guys how to make it.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I'm excited too. Thanks for sharing this
I
with
know,
us
and you're
today.
probably excited to eat this.
Yeah, I am. I know. Well, we've obviously like already filmed most of the video, filmed the making of it and everything. So now we just have to eat it. But we wanted to do the intro with the, the finished product in it. So, anyways, so after we made this, I got curious to see how much protein was actually in here. So I looked at the box of the lentil sheets that we're using and the tofu, and kind of added everything up. And there's over 130 grams of protein in this dish of lasagna. So if you were to kind of split it up into like 6 even pieces, that gives you a piece that contains about 22 grams or so of protein per piece, which is amazing. And I usually will eat about a third of this when I go hard. So I'm probably getting, like close to 40 grams of protein, just in lasagna alone. That's
one meal.
Pretty good deal, if you ask me. So anyways, why don't you, what do we do next? Why don't you tell us how we start this? Like, what the heck do we do
All right, well, let's get started then. So this recipe is really easy, and it's really great because it's very versatile. So the first thing we're gonna make is a veggie sauce. And so we have mushrooms, and we are using store-bought marinara because we don't have like hours to spend making our own marinara.
Yeah, we're not Italian grandmothers.
Not Italian grandmothers here. We're also gonna be using some Italian diced tomatoes, red onion, zucchini, kale from our garden, and red pepper. So that is the veggie sauce component, and we will be cooking all of this down in like a pot.
That's usually what you use.
So the next thing is really cool. So this is kind of what bumps the protein up in this lasagna.
Even higher, because the tofu ricotta bumps it up a little bit.
True, we haven't got there yet, but
we'll
that's true. So this is organic green lentil lasagna. Per serving, there's 11 grams of protein, and we're actually going to be using this whole box. So I think we did the calculations, and that's like 44 grams of protein, which is crazy. This stuff is actually, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says right here that it's oven ready, which means that you do not have to pre-cook this. So if you guys are making this lasagna and using other noodles, like brown rice noodles or
sheets. I got in trouble for calling them lasagna noodles in my stores.
Okay, I'm sorry. If you guys are using other lasagna sheets, you might have to boil them and like season them a little bit, and just read the instructions on the back, because I just don't want you guys to make this with noodles that aren't oven ready and then have like a crunchy mess.
Good point.
And then the next thing that we're going to be making is a tofu ricotta. So this is kind of my take on a tofu ricotta. It's definitely just kind of something that I have come to make like a lot and just have tailored to what we have on hand. And so it is extra firm tofu, garlic powder, black pepper, there's some Italian seasoning, and then there's also nutritional yeast. Now, if you guys have like a lot of fresh herbs, you can use fresh herbs in this. Our garden, our herbs are not ready yet, so we're just using Italian seasoning, which is available at pretty much like any supermarket.
Oh yeah, super common. So first thing we need to do is make the sauce.
We have to make the sauce, and I'm gonna get Derek here to do all the cutting because he has to do a little bit.
You always make this for me though.
You have to do a little bit of work.
Okay.
So the
what do I
first
cut
thing,
first?
the first thing we have to do is we have to start the sauce, and you want to start with half a red onion, and you want to chop that.
Okay.
You want to get that sauteing, and then you want to go in and chop the mushrooms, and we have to saute that up.
Sweet. Okay, half an onion.
And then you want to chop up some mushrooms. So we usually do 2 to 3 cups.
Oh man, my eyes! I'm crying. I always get this with the mushrooms.
Well, okay, we can get them sauteing. We can get them sauteing.
No, I know what I'm gonna do. A little onion lid here.
Your onion lid. So we're using brown cremini mushrooms. You can use whatever mushrooms you want. These are pretty big.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. Like, I'm not great at chopping mushrooms. They're kind of an awkward thing to chop.
A rough chop because they're gonna saute down.
Okay.
And like I said, you want 2 to 3 cups. We're gonna use all of these mushrooms just because that's what we have in the fridge and we kind of want to get rid of them. We also like the lasagna to have a lot of mushrooms in it. So just, you know, use however much you want. Good job, babe.
Thanks.
This is a very interesting way of chopping.
Well, yeah, but I know. That's what I said. I don't know how to chop mushrooms.
The rotate cut. Like, I think it's like the rotation
No,
cut.
I go like this to get it in half. And then I go like this to kind of set the size of mushroom piece that I want.
Okay.
And then I just try and duplicate that size. So there's another one.
Look at that.
There's another one. There's another one. Another one. Another one. I don't know. I thought that was pretty smart. I'm still crying.
That's definitely not how I cut my mushrooms, but we'll just let him roll with it.
No one cuts mushrooms like this. Yo, okay, well, how would you cut one then? I want to see you do it. Let's see how let's see how the pro does it.
So I just cut it like, and then I just go like this, because I'm just doing the rough chop.
And then you're gonna put this is gonna be in there?
It's gonna saute down. It'll be fine. That's what I did last time. It's great.
Huh?
Yes, your cutting style makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, we ready to saute?
I don't know. It's your recipe. You tell me.
Yep, we're ready to saute. So let's move all this over to the preheated pan. So we're gonna let the onion and mushroom saute down until they're soft, but in the meantime, we are going to cut the red bell pepper and the zucchini because that goes in there as well.
I guess that's my job.
So we're gonna do 1 full red bell pepper.
Oh my goodness. How small should I chop these?
Nice little dice. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
And so we're cutting up 1 medium, would you call that medium size or small zucchini? What would you guys?
To me, this is extra tiny. This is the smallest zucchini I've ever seen.
So 1 medium zucchini.
1 perfect size zucchini.
1 perfect size zucchini. That's looking good. There you go. So this is sauteing down, steam show there. So this is sauteing down really nicely. So now we want to put the zucchini and the red bell pepper in the saute pan. Saute it all together. Nice. Nice, it looks so good. We also have some kale we're gonna add, but we're gonna add this like pretty close to when the sauce is done, just so it doesn't get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
And we picked this from our garden, so
heck yeah, we did. Our garden's looking
delicious.
fire this year.
Yeah, it is. So you guys will notice that we haven't really like seasoned the veggies, and that's because the marinara sauce that we're using has quite a bit of salt in it, but it also has quite a bit of herbs in it, and it tastes really good just with the vegetables. Like we don't really necessarily have to season it again.
No,
so.
that's kind of the beauty of having your like pre-made sauce. But you made it before, whereas just not using marinara, it was just regular pasta sauce, right?
Yes, so we sometimes will get jars of pasta sauce, and I think the one I used was like tomato and basil, and it was very good. So you can use pasta sauce, like, so we're just gonna add the greens and wilt them down just a little bit before we add the sauce. So this has been sauteing for probably maybe 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, about 7 minutes.
So we're gonna be adding a full jar of this organic marinara, and this is 860 milliliters. So she big. It's a pretty big jar. And then we're also going to be using half of this can of Italian diced tomatoes.
It's a big can, so. But we will put the amounts in the description box down below to make it easy for you guys, so that you don't have to kind of like, you know,
piece together this recipe through
exactly.
what we're saying right now. So we will add the sauce. Almost thought you weren't gonna get it there. Now, I know that that looks like a lot of sauce, but with lasagna, you want to have a lot of sauce, especially with these oven-ready noodles. They have to be like pretty smothered in sauce for them to not get like hard, and for them to actually cook. Like they soak up the liquid.
Yeah.
So the sauce is ready, and so we turn it off the heat and we're just letting it sit on the stovetop, and now we're going to make the tofu ricotta. And this is more like a tofu filling, but it's really good.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
Yeah. So,
you're gonna be making it.
I know, what do I do?
Okay, what do you do? So to make the tofu ricotta, you need 1 block of extra firm tofu. So I'm gonna let you drain that. Oh my God.
Now what?
Just put it in there.
Yeah.
And you give it a little crumble.
Oh, okay, like we're making tofu scramble here.
You're making tofu scramble. There we go.
Man, I freaking love tofu.
I know, it's so good. It's weird how you just look at something white and you're like, it's so
Yeah,
good.
but I know it's. When I look at that,
know.
I see potential.
Yeah,
I don't see
that's
plain
potential.
food. I see potential.
So once you have the tofu crumbled, you can add black pepper. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder.
Sure, that's gonna be enough?
That's gonna be enough. You're just like, get it all out.
I know.
And then 1.5 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. And again, you can use fresh herbs if you want. That's what I'm gonna start doing when our herbs grow in the garden. And then the last is 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast.
Wow, this is pretty simple.
It's pretty easy. It's
So now mix it with my hands
not
again?
super exciting,
with a
but
spoon?
yeah, you can mix it with your hands or your spoon.
My spoon.
My spoon. This is just really, yeah, it's super simple, but when everything goes together, it tastes very good.
So what do we do with all this? What's next?
So the next thing is to grab the noodles and we will assemble the lasagna.
Sweet. This is actually pretty easy.
It's really easy. I
You
know
told me you slaved all day when you make this. No, I'm just kidding. Shouldn't say that.
you gotta open up the pasta sheets, and I think, how many are in there?
7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11. That seems random.
That is kind of random.
1, 2.
So what I usually do is we're gonna be using this Pyrex baking pan, I guess, and it's 9 by 13 inches. So this is like a pretty big lasagna. When you layer the noodles, I usually do 4 per layer. So yeah, kind of funny how there's not 12 in there. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So you want to start with some sauce. Do you want me to get the sauce, or do you want to do the sauce?
No, you do it because that's on your side, and you're the,
Okay.
you're leading this dance.
So you want to do sauce. So you want to put sauce first because you don't want anything to burn to the bottom. So you want to do like a general, nice little layer of sauce. What?
Just a general layer.
A general layer of sauce.
Generous.
A generous layer of sauce.
I was trying to think. I was like, I know there's a word that she's meaning to use, but I couldn't think of it either.
Okay, you want
Just
to
a
use
general sauce in there.
So you want to use a generous serving of sauce. The other thing too, the noodles will soak up the sauce, so you want to be pretty generous with it. Now,
Not
last
too general,
time.
though.
No, do you think we should do? Last time I went this way.
Yeah, that looks good.
And I always press the lasagna sheets like into the sauce, although
Wow.
they're really.
Yeah, this one looks like it wants to go that way a
Yeah,
bit
thank
more.
you, babe. There
Man,
you
you
go.
just throw them in all willy-nilly like this, eh?
No, this looks nice.
Okay. I know, I just wanted to say willy-nilly. It's been my word lately.
So you want to then put some tofu ricotta on it.
Okay, so you did this sign, so that's telling me I should use my fingers?
You can use
Oh.
the spoon or use your fingers,
Well,
whatever.
that would
Yeah.
be the international sign for spoon.
Use
This
your
is the
fingers.
international sign for use your fingers to sprinkle it on there.
You're so funny. That's very okay. Yeah.
What? How?
No.
what?
Okay. It's fine. No, it's good. You're doing a great job.
Okay, that's probably good, or more, or what?
No, that looks good.
Yeah, I feel like you could use like 2 blocks of tofu and just layer this the heck out of this.
If you wanted to, you could use 2 blocks of tofu, but this turns out so good.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, how much protein do you need? So the second layer is about to go down, and this lasagna makes about 3 layers. Of course, you could probably go crazy, but they only gave us 11 sheets of lasagna, so our third layer is going to look different than what it usually looks, but
I know.
If you have like a larger family, you could obviously make this bigger. And that's the nice thing about this recipe is that it can like double, although that would be pretty crazy. And it's fun. Like this could be like a family recipe too, like getting your kids to do the tofu and then one does the sauce.
So we have this much left. We're gonna do another layer, so that's happening?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And it looks so good.
Yeah,
I'm like so excited to eat it.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, you really want to make sure the noodles are covered because that is how they cook. So I can't stress that enough. Because the first time I made this, I didn't cover the noodles like fully with sauce. I was like, oh, it's fine, they'll cook anyways. And like the tops of the top layer definitely were a little crunchy.
Yeah,
so.
but it was kind of good like
It was kind of good. It was kind of good, but I don't know if it's like everyone's cup of tea, so.
No.
Because they were like kind of cooked, but still a little, still a little bit crunchy. So for this layer, we're just gonna spread it out because we don't have 4 sheets. Nice.
Thanks for the encouragement.
You're doing such a good job.
Feels so weird putting like it on top of like a dry pasta sheet.
I know,
That's how it works.
Yep.
That's what you say. Okay, that's all we got.
Oh yeah. So look at that.
Looks so good, I know.
It looks super good. So the last thing that I do is I top it with like a generous, look at the little bird with the little orange head. Before we put it into the oven, I give it like a generous amount of like,
not a general amount.
I put a generous amount of nutritional yeast on the top, and you guys can use vegan cheese. So we have the oven preheated to 375 degrees
Fahrenheit,
because last time, or there's been multiple times where I've said Celsius or I've written Celsius in our recipes, and people are like
my oven doesn't go that high.
So it is Fahrenheit, and you want to bake this for 45 minutes. Now, now that is what works for the lentil noodles. If you're using a different kind of noodle, you might need to bake it a little bit more. I'm not sure, but 45 minutes seems to be a really good time for lasagna. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, what can we do in 45 minutes?
A few moments later.
So the lasagna is finally done. Now, obviously, we let it cool. Derek's not just burning his hands right now. So do you want to try it?
Yeah, let's cut into this and try it out. Oh yeah, look at the layers.
See the layers? Look at the layers. Look at that. You got your 1, 2, 3 layers there?
Yeah, that's your standard 3 layers of lasagna right there.
Standard 3-layer lasagna. I'll give you that.
All right, so yeah, here, let's check out my bite. Oh God, why would I do that? Why would I show them my bite? Frig, I had the perfect bite. That's why I was showing them. I had a little bit of everything, and now it's on my arm.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
We're good. Yeah, we're good. I just got to get a little bit more.
Yes, that's what I'm wanting.
Yep. Wow.
I just have to have a little second opinion here.
I'm pretty good at cooking, you know?
It's really good.
You know, you add a little canned sauce, a little vegetables, you got some goodness, eh? Little lentil noodle.
Wow.
It's really, really delicious, and yeah, you guys can make it your own too, and this is just like my version, so have fun with this. Like, it's so fun to get creative in the kitchen.
You can definitely add some other things to it, but I think this is like a really, like, I think you've nailed it here. I don't know, I don't want to change this at all. Let's not talk about too much change.
So thank you guys
so
much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. And we're so happy you guys tuned in.
I put us back together and I said sorry.
So Derek's really hungry, so I think we should wrap this video up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoy this super easy lasagna recipe. I know that Derek really likes it and pressured me into coming on and showing you guys how to make it. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. It was nice having you on the channel.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So if you guys do make this, tag me on Instagram at Simnett Nutrition and let me know how you enjoyed Crystal's recipe. You can tag her as well, Crystal Kennings. And yeah, I think that's it. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. Hit the like button. It helps us out a lot. If you want to see more from me and Crystal, she's going to be on the channel more. Subscribe, and see you guys soon with another video.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Mine.
Oh, I get one piece.
Hey.
I get one piece. Hey,
everyone.
okay, I can do this.
If we just get one good sentence, I think
I'm
it'd
an
be funny.
actress. Okay.
Just one good sentence. Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hey everyone!